Hey guys, today we're doing a comparison between a first gen Magna and a third gen Honda Magna. So let me know in the comments which bike you would choose to ride every day, or which bike you would choose to ride every once in a while. Which bike would you own? Welcome back, guys. I think today we're going to do a real quick video on comparing somewhat of a custom 1982 Honda Magna 750 to this is first gen, 1982, the first year, to a 95, somewhat custom third gen Magna. So this is definitely not stock. There's a lot done to this. I'll try to hit everything on this video, but I'll go in more depth on an individual video with each of these bikes at some point. So the 82 Honda Magna 750, first year for the Magna. We basically have some cosmetic updates here. I did revert back to the original mirror turn signals because they suffered the same fate as the rears, and these are obviously just cheapy turn signals. They still work, but this did have a custom seat on it that was a Traveler. It looked really crazy. Didn't look great for the bike, but you can see somebody went crazy with emblems. I will point out this says V-twin, so it was obviously made for a 250 Magna. The rest of the Magnas are not V-twins, they're V4s, and this would have been a third gen emblem, so we're bringing some of that into this. And obviously this was probably done in the 80s. I believe we still have stock bars because we still have the sticker here. You know, some of the things that were added, just whatever the guy wanted to do. This should be a chrome fender. I'm sure it's still under there, but it's not. This has some loud car horns on it and added emblems there. So this is somebody's modification without going too crazy. They painted the engine case, painted the brake lever, put on reflectors everywhere they could, and added stripes, and probably had broken a well, this is painted, that might be original, but oh, it looks like, I don't know if those are factory Honda. Yeah, they are. They're factory Honda. But I did put an original seat on it. It's not hateful. There's something to like about that 82. And then the exhaust is obviously different. It's a 4-into-1 header. This is just basically a tube for the exhaust to come out. There's no muffling done at all. So it's a 4 header into 1, and then just added on the exhaust pipe. And again, we're suffering from droopage here, and like I said, they do work. And also this fender should be chrome. It was painted silver. You can actually see in here they must have left it on and just sprayed to where they could get, because you can see it's silver chrome underneath there. But that's basically the 82 Honda Magna. I showed you this just recently in a video where the engine just purrs. The engine just runs like a sewing machine. That's how the Hondas are supposed to. All the sound is coming out of the tailpipe. But this bike has a dead spot right around 6,000 RPMs. And I stroked that up to the open exhaust pipe. And as you can see, this only goes up to 85. Back in 82, that was all they really wanted you to do. So this should be chrome, no big deal. The thing runs great. I don't mind the dead spot. I just know it's coming, and pretty much run through it. So that's the 82. Now this is a first gen, as I mentioned. They also painted this engine cover on this side for the clutch plates. Oh, and they painted the surround for the radiator. So those are the things that are different. Oh, and I still left these wired in, so I have 2 turn signals, so somebody might see me a little better. Anyway, let's move on to the 3rd gen here. Can you see the difference? So you have the 1st gen Magna 750 and the 3rd gen Magna. I love the look of the 3rd gen engine. It's just all that chrome and all that. It just looks really cool. So there, get a good look at the 1st gen, get that in your mind. Now we're moving on to the 3rd gen Magna. The 2nd gen were the Super Magnas. So here we have a 3rd gen, back to 750 cc's. This has Jardine pipes on it, so it's super loud. Also no baffles. This also has a dead spot, which I stroke up to the open exhaust without doing carburetor jetting. One thing you'll notice, if you saw on this bike, our key and everything is up here in the cluster, and then they moved it for the 3rd gen. I think on the 2nd gen too, they moved it down below here. And so your keys sitting down here on the side, as a lot of modern cruisers are. We still have stock turn signals. These forks are chrome, which I don't think is factory. They must have sourced those. There is no front fender, which there should be a front fender. As you can see, we have mounting brackets for it, and I'm missing a nut there, so that could be an issue. Anyway, should have a fender, but we're not going to get into all the details. But we do have 2 brake rotors over here. Now we only have 1, less stopping power. Much easier to work on. But this is a lot simpler bike. I will tell you, let's just focus on the custom things. Obviously paint job. These would have matched. Obviously exhaust, obviously seat. This is a Corbin, and obviously bars. Those do not belong on this bike, but they're here anyway. The frame is orange, so we have obviously torn down and painted this frame. It's a good job, it really is. Rear fender is actually fiberglass, and this, somebody cut out the frame underneath, so I would never take a passenger on this motorcycle. Rear drum brake on this one, also rear drum brake on that one. You can see the different wheel designs. There's a star pattern on the 82 Magna. This one is pretty straightforward. 3rd gen, I believe, had all the same wheels. So if you like that, get yourself a 3rd gen. It's pretty cool. I didn't appreciate these till I started buying them, and I really do appreciate them now. So yeah, I just figured I'd get you a look at the most custom bikes on the property today. The 82 Magna versus the 95 Magna, and I guess I'll get you a sound of these two. I had them warming up a little bit, so I figured I'd make a quick video. They do start up pretty easily. So now that they're warm, this is not the factory chain guard, but it looks like I need to lube that chain up. That's another major difference on these two bikes. Shaft drive all the way through 1st and 2nd gen. Then over here, 3rd gen, we have chain drive. So that is significant. These turn signals on the rear are not factory, even though the ones on the front are. Like I said, they cut out the brace of the rear frame, so if you start putting weight on that, I don't believe the fiberglass fender is going to do much for you. So no passengers on this bike. Also, not a factory license plate and rear light brake. This is your brake light now, and that is not factory. I had to fix that in a previous video, so if you want to look at that, go ahead and look up the 95 Honda Magna. So we're going to go ahead and start this up. Your choke lever is down here, whereas on your 1st gen, they're always up here. Okay, so I don't think we're going to need choke. Turn the key on, and we're in neutral. Gonna hit that button. You see I only got 14,000 miles on this one. Start her up. couple revs on that. That is pretty cool. Now, you've heard this one recently, but let's get you a start on that. Turn her on. We are in neutral. Going through checks. Get her started up. There would be your choke if you need it. Obviously, let's get you a couple revs on that. Now you saw the video on this recently, so all I'm gonna do is shut her down. I will mention temp gauge on the 82. Over here we just have a oil light and a temp light, so you don't have a gauge, unfortunately. But you will notice that this bike goes up to 145, and I mentioned 14,845 miles on this one. And over here we have about 1,000 more, 15,727. So this has about 1,000 more miles, but they're still both low miles. And hear that engine sounds super smooth. So good engines on both bikes. And thanks for watching. Watch more. We're gonna do some riding this summer, spring, as soon as it gets warm. But this thing, they're both running good, so I'm pretty happy with both of them. Like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.